Hi and welcome to Teslatechtimes. This is Christian, and today I want to do a short video just to give you my opinion on full self-driving cars and what I think we need to consider when we are assessing these vehicles. So let's dive into it. So when we talk about full self-driving cars or autonomous vehicles, it's related to vehicles that drive around without any drivers and without any supervision. They can just drive around, take turns, take people from A to B without any issues. So the reason why I'm a big fan of full self-driving cars is because globally we are losing more than 1 million lives on the roads today. And that's just mean human drivers aren't that great. So when we are assessing the robotaxis and full self-driving vehicles, we gotta assess them the same way as we assess human drivers. So human drivers are legally allowed to drive on the roads without any supervision, and we're still killing more than 1 million people globally every single year. So in a sense, we aren't that great. Humans are not great drivers. So when we're assessing full self-driving vehicles, we need to put it up against the alternative. And right now, the alternative is human drivers. Human drivers get tired, they get distracted, they have emotions, they're not always following the speed limits, they are driving aggressively, they are driving while affected by drugs or alcohol, they are distracted when they look at their phones, which they're not supposed to, but human drivers just can't help themselves sometimes. So we aren't that great, and we only got 2 eyes. Robotaxis, Tesla's robotaxis got 8 cameras. It can look around the car at all times. It never gets tired, doesn't get distracted, doesn't get emotional. We already have data that shows that Tesla full self-driving systems are more safe than human drivers. It drives more kilometers before it had an accident than human drivers has on average. So by trying to stop full self-driving to evolve into this world and be part of our day-to-day life, you kind of get blood in your hands. Because every day that they can't go ahead with plans because people are standing up against it, it's just more people dying. Now, I do understand the concerns about a robot driving cars and why people would think that it is less safe. But here's the point. Human drivers are great drivers when they know it's a test. But if you take people out of a test environment that they don't believe that they're getting watched, then they aren't that great anymore. And that's the problem. I bought a Tesla back in 2019 with Autopilot 2.5. And I would say even then, I would rather step out in front of my car than a human driver, unless I knew that the human driver knew that it was a test. Because then I would trust the human driver, but I don't trust a human driver when it's not a test. So I think it's a safer world where human drivers aren't driving anymore. And I actually think that eventually it will get to a stage where people will look at you being irresponsible if you choose to drive your own car. It's a bit like smoking. People thought it was cool, but when people see the implication of driving your own cars, it's not that cool anymore. Tesla Robotaxi has been operating for a bit more than a week now, and the reports have shown lots of success and a few mistakes. The media has been writing up and down about the mistakes that's been made by a robotaxi in that period of time. But it's like a robotaxi going down the wrong way in the street, and it's phantom braking when it's driving towards direct sunlight, dropping people off in a non-secure place. So obviously this is things that Tesla has to look into and resolve. But I will say that Waymo has been operating for quite a while, and looking at these videos, you can see that the Waymo vehicle trying to go against traffic. And here you see a Waymo doing a phantom braking as well. And here you see a Waymo parking in the middle of the street, blocking all traffic while waiting to pick up or drop off a passenger. So even though Waymo has been operating for a lot longer than Tesla, they seem to have similar issues, but we don't hear about them. It's only when Tesla is doing things that it shouldn't be doing, then the media loves to write about it. And this is very unfair, and I believe that needs to stop to have an equal playing field. Yes, there's some small issues, but it still doesn't make up for all the death we have on our roads globally. So I think we need to be a bit more open to what this can become and see the future potential rather than knock it down straight away. I know the issues need to be resolved, and I know they can cost lives, but I also believe it won't cost as many lives as it would do if we don't do it. Now, I have 3 kids, and even in the world today, if there's no footpath on the road, I don't feel safe letting my 3 kids walk down the street anymore, simply because I don't trust human drivers. I much rather a defensive driving autonomous vehicle who's always alert, doesn't fall asleep, doesn't text on his phone, or anything else stupid. I trust the robot more than I trust human drivers. We also have to understand that this is AI. This is getting better and better. We don't want it to operate unless it's absolutely perfect, even though that human drivers are far from perfect. That doesn't make sense. I do understand the point of view, but I don't agree with it. We need to let it get better so we can have a safer future for ourselves and for our kids all the time. But it only gets better if we let it get better. And that's the thing. I understand that people want to drive their cars themselves, and I'm driving cars as well, but not if it's costing lives. And that is where we will be in a few years. If you like this video, please hit that like button. It really helps this channel to grow. And if you don't want to miss out on future content and videos, please hit that notification bell. Make sure that you don't miss out on anything. I'll see you next time.